And the time is now. Playoff wiffle ball here on the recap. First playoff game features the number 2 Wolves and the number 7 Grizzlies. Arguably the best matchup for round 1. Both teams with their eyes set on a BBWL championship. The Grizzlies were in the spot last year and they upset the number 2 seed Vipers as they moved into the semifinals, only to be knocked out by the Taborton Mountain Bulls. This one should be a good one, but the Grizzlies going to have to upset as they finish the season 5-10, where the Wolves were just this close to being the first place team, finishing 12-6. First pitch of the game, strike from Carucci. He's played probably the most games of anybody on the Wolves besides Sean Graff, their leader, and he's going to sit him down with the power curve here in the top of the first. Don Marichello, great hitter, finished second in the running for the batting title. Walk here to Ferlito would bring him to Sullivan, who would also walk on 4 straight. IBB 1-0 at this point. Next batter, Andre G, going to get caught on the 2-seam run here on the check swing. Carucci will pick it up and sling it over to Graff for the second out of the inning. Next batter, Gundrum, who has had a fantastic season for the Grizzlies, going to go down swinging. Top of the order for the Wolves going to feature Ryan Kasuba. He was our batting title winner. And the Grizzlies going to put Ben Ferlito on the mound. A rare IBB to start the game for him. The next batter would also walk, pushing across a run for the Wolves. Next batter is going to fly out here to Andre G. That was Sean Graff. And then Carucci going to go down swinging on the outside fastball. Ferlito starting to find the zone here. Next batter is Piscucci. He would walk on 4 straight, pushing across another run to make it 2-1 Wolves. Next batter going to go down swinging here on the fastball. So after 2-1 Wolves to lead off the top of the second. Yes, sir. Don Marichello, been clutch all year for the Grizzlies. Should be an all-star this year in 2024. And there it is, the magic Grizzly fish brought to the field for today's game. Next batter, Ferlito, going to ground out to Pascucci. And that would bring up Sullivan, another former all-star for the Grizz. And he's going to show you just why. Fights off this fastball, muscles it up and over the right field wall for a solo blast. This would make it 3-2 Grizzlies. You can't count them out. You can't, and there you have it. The good old-fashioned Grizzly roar. So with 1 out, Andre G going to come up, and he gets caught looking on the outside corner. At this point, though, it's still a 3-2 game. The only thing scarier than finding a Grizzly in the woods when you're all alone would be finding Matt Gundrum. Get out of here. That ball is gone. Give him the fish. Give him the fish. He loves it. Grizzlies amped up 4-2 at this point in the top of the second. Next batter, Marichello, would walk, and that would bring up Ferlito to try to get some insurance for himself. Carucci's going to work out of it over to Pascucci, who's been great defensively all year for the Wolves. And we got ourselves a 4-2 game. Next batter, Kasuba, going to walk on 4 straight pitches. So just like that, a runner on third for the Wolves as they try to climb back in. Yash doubles to the wall, and that makes it a 4-3 game. We got a big one here. This IBB would tie it up, so now it's 4-4. Next batter, Carucci, going to go down swinging. That had some sinker 2-seam run drop on it. And then Pascucci would also go down on strikes. So we got 2 outs now. And then Samard also going to go down here. Ground ball to Ferlito. And we're out of the inning. 4-4 game to the last inning. Nothing better than a tie game in the playoffs in the last inning. First batter, Sullivan, going to walk. And then Andre G with a great eye. He walks. Gundrum had the big home run earlier. He walks. So now we have bases loaded. Big spot here for the guy who hit it all year long, and he just misses a homer, but a big triple nonetheless. So a 7-4 game, bases clearing triple, and Carucci's going to have to work hard to get out of this one. He gets Ferlito to foul out to bring up Sullivan with a runner on third base. looking to get the 4-run lead. But no, another ground out here to Pascucci. Next batter, Andre G with 2 outs, hoping to push that last run across. But Carucci going to give the Wolves a chance, down 3 here in the bottom of the 3rd. The worst thing you could do is walk the leadoff batter. Kasuba's on, and then we get Yash here on a ground ball, and this ball gets booted by Sullivan. A lot of teams that go down in this league go down because of poor defense. Let's see if that one comes back to hurt him. Next batter, Graf, going to fly out to deep left, just missed a homer to tie it. So 1 down here for Carucci. And Ferlito going to hit the lower end of the strike zone, bottom inside corner for the strikeout. And then you know it, they put their guy on the mound because they wanted to set the tone in Game 1, and they did just that. Ferlito going to get the Game 1 win for the Grizzlies, putting the series at 1-0. We'll take it right to Game 2. Alex Yash on the hill, a bit of a surprise. Most Wolves fans would have thought to see Ethan Samard. He had been lights out, throwing nothing but no-hitters all season long. But Sean Graf's the manager, and he's going to go with Alex Yash. And maybe this is why. First batter, going to sit him down on strikes. Grizz trying to put the series away, and the Wolves trying to send it to Game 3. Next batter, Ferlito, going to walk here. And the next batter, Sullivan, also going to walk. So Graf may be questioning his decision here at the moment, because now Andre G walks, and you got it. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Gundram's going to walk. So now it's 1-0 Grizz. Next batter, Marachello is going to foul out to bring up Ferlito. With the bases loaded, he walks. So now it's 2-0 Grizzlies. Just 1 swing, or maybe an IBB away from 5-run inning, but no, this one was called a strike and a curve back in. You see it was starting to break back in. BBWL rule, you got to make an attempt to get out of the way, otherwise it's going to be called a strike. Sullivan on the hill for the Grizz, going to walk the first batter, and then Yash would ground out on a tremendous play from Marachello. Defense wins in the playoffs. Graf going to single next. Andre G going to keep it from getting to the wall. So we got first and second. Carucci up, and bang. 2-seam running away, outside upper corner. Beautiful pitch. And just like that, Sullivan gets out of the inning. 0 runs on the board. 2-0 Grizz going into the second. Yash, next batter. This play was tricky. It was ruled a single. The ball was fielded behind second base. A BBWL rule, so 1 on for Gundram. Yash not happy about it, has the hands thrown up. Let's see how it affects him on the mound. Next batter, Gundram going to go down on the slider, and then Marachello would ground out to Pascucci, who's been just about perfect here all series thus far. And then the double play unsuccessful. The runner would move up, but it didn't matter because Ferlito, the next batter, going to ground out to Yash. Beautiful play here to keep the game 2-0. Bottom 2. Wolves looking to get something going. Samard at the dish. Samard leads things off, and this is a tough break here. Going to be ruled a single. Great hustle from Sullivan. Samard doing some damage here in the beginning of the inning. Kasuba walks for what seems like the 50th time in this series. I think the Grizzlies came with a plan knowing they weren't going to give him anything to hit. So bases loaded now, and Graf going to steal it to the table here. Rips a double up the middle, and that would make it a 3-2 game. The previous walk was an IBB, so now 2 runs were across, and then that double pushed another one. So 3-2 game. Carucci would foul out, and then Pascucci would ground out to the pitcher Sullivan over to Marachello. Samard then would walk, and that would bring up Kasuba to cap a 5-run inning, a much-needed 5-run inning. So here we go. Next inning, Sullivan Not going away easy. Going to make it a 5-3 game as he rips one over the left field fence. That would bring up Andre G, hoping that the fish here would provide some luck. A win here would allow the Grizzlies to move on to the semis. But Gallipo goes down swinging, but not this guy. Man, one of the toughest Grizzlies you're ever going to see. Most games logged, and he has had an incredible season. Huge home run here. Makes it a 5-4 game, and the Grizzlies within one. So with one out and nobody on, Marichello is going to fly out here on the jam job to the shortstop, giving Ferlito one last chance for the Grizzlies to hang on in game 2, but he's going to ground out to the pitcher, and we are going to game 3, the rubber match. Winner takes all, moving on into the semis here. Yash threw a gem, and it looks like Graf's plan pays off because now he's going to get to put Samard on the mound in an elimination game. But the Grizz don't care because they got Matty Ice. Strike 3 looking here on Yash. Then Graf going to go down looking as well. One on. Carucci would walk. But Gundrum throwing what looks like the best inning of his life. Going to get the ground out here. And just like that, over to the bottom of the inning. Grizzlies with the lead. Samard going to start things off with an IBB, so runner on third just like that. But he'd settle in nicely. In 9 innings so far this year, he's 3-0 and has yet to give up a hit. That's right, 3 straight no-hitters for him on the season. And he would then walk Andre G, but it didn't matter because he would sit down Gundrum. No runs across. 2 left on. Gundrum to the top of the second. Gets a little wild here early. He would walk Samard, Kasuba, and then he would also walk Yash. At this point, an IBB would put 1 across. Several walks. Graf, Carucci makes it 2-0, and then a Pascucci walk. Before you know it, this home run here would lead to a 5-run inning, and things are not looking good for the Grizzlies. We'll take you over to the bottom of the second. Grizzlies are going to have to figure this guy out, or this one's going to be over in a hurry. Marichello goes down swinging. Ferlito would walk, but then the next 2 batters going to suffer the same fate. Sullivan would go down swinging, and so would Andre G. And at this point, he's got 6 strikeouts and a 5-0 lead. Next batter, they're going to go to Marichello. Kasuba would walk. Yash going to fly out to the pitcher. Grizzlies doing everything they can just to keep this close. But this guy's been due all series. He can get it done with the best of them. Left field wall cleared. You know it. 7-0 at this point. Carucci going to get in on the action with a little triple here, just missing a homer. The next batter, Pascucci. Been flashing the leather all game long. Going to get in here with the bat now. Rips one over the left field fence. And this makes it 9-0. And things continue to get ugly here. A single for Samard would set up this Kasuba homer. The league's batting title winner. Makes it a 10-0 game. And this was not what the Grizzlies wanted. They took game 1, needed to take game 2. But Samard continues to punish him with the riser. 8 strikeouts here at this point. And he would cap off his 4th no-hitter in a row. Nobody in the BBWL has ever done that. And the Grizzlies going to go down. They started the series off nicely, but in the end, it's the Wolves moving on to the semis to take on the winner of the Bandits and the Bulls. As always, thanks for joining us here on The Recap.